Got a call from Dad a while back. Said, got some news about your mom. Ugh. And so, well, she's living in Missouri in a trailer, because I guess when you move to Missouri, they give you a trailer. I said, and? He said, well, she married another abusive guy, and had one of her episodes, took a Duraflame log, and put it through the local sheriff's front window. And I said, wow, that's another new one, huh, Dad? Because we keep a list by the phone. And the sheriff in the town knew my mom didn't put her in prison. He put her in this hospital. She had to go to some crazy therapy like every day for a year. And I said, and? He said, well, she started seeing her life different. I said, and? He said, well, she took responsibility for all the crap that had happened. I said, and? He said, she realized it was her, not us, had caused it. And I said, and? He said, she got out and she killed herself. And? Because I hadn't seen her in like 14 years, you know. Didn't really faze me. My dad goes, come on, Chris, don't be like that. I said, Dad, I'm right. And I hung up the phone. Then I called him back and said, Dad, she take anybody else with her? He said, you know, that was my first question. And he hung up. And I didn't deal with it, you know. I said, I'm just going to take this pus-filled ball of pain, put it over here, wait 20 years, and cut out that piece of colon with the tumor in it. No big deal. But I had forgotten that your friends and relatives and people that truly love you can truly be a pain in the ass. Because nobody would let me forget this and move on. They're like, dude, man, you got to talk about it, man. It's your mom. Dude, back off. I'm cool. No, man, I'm not going to back off, man. You're tweaking. No, dude, I'm not tweaking. Back off. No, man, I'm going to say this, man. You are in denial. Look, dickhead, I am not and never have been in denial. No! Well, see, you feel a little better now, huh? And I didn't deal with it. And about 4 weeks after it happened, I was on this airplane to Lansing, Michigan to do some shows. And I'm on the plane, and the cuisine is being served from a wheeled metal cart like most great cuisine. And the stewardess put this tray in front of me, and it was this Thanksgiving turkey platter ensemble. And whatever part of your brain kicks off memories, when I smelled it, it kicked off every memory about my mom like at one time. I was like, in an airplane today, not a real good place to have a nervous breakdown. You know, I'm not worried they're gonna think I have a bomb, but I don't want to scare the idiot actually carrying the bomb. So I flipped the tray up and I just ran into the airline bathroom, and don't do that because those walls are angled and you slam right into it. Now I'm lying on the floor in a fetal position and I'm crying. And I don't mean crying, I mean snot coming out my nose, booger bubbles bursting all over the place. And this is just about the time of the Unabomber, and the stewardesses are freaking, Mr. Titus, are you okay in there? Yeah! I'd like some complimentary peanuts, please. And I cried for almost an hour, 53 minutes. I was wearing a watch. And I got to tell you, I felt better. Like, it was weird. Like, I felt, okay, I needed to do that. I felt better. And I walk out of the bathroom, but I don't want to talk to anybody. So I was that one guy on the plane, so, are you flying away from home or are you flying to home? Shut the fuck up or I poke you out with this plastic fucking spork. So I grab a Newsweek out of magazine stowage. And I sit in my seat and I'm just hiding behind this Newsweek, you know, and I'm not looking at it, I'm just flipping through it. I just don't want to talk. I'm just flipping through the Newsweek. And I stop on an article titled, Mental Illness. Genetic? I have an excuse. And the people who saw me go into the bathroom crying are now watching me in my seat hysterically laugh. The whole plane went for the call button at the same time. Bong! And the article said, if you have a history of mental illness in your family, there's a high probability between the ages of 18 and 35, it's gonna happen to you. So I traced my family history. Check this out. In the 20s, I had uncle back east killed 6 people. No one ever told me that shit at Christmas dinner. That's the story I want to know. My great-grandma was nuts. She screwed up grandma. My grandma on my mother's side was so insane, she tried to sleep with my father a week after my mom and dad got married. She screwed up mom was totally whacked. So after I read the article, I couldn't do anything, man. If I went to dinner with friends, I couldn't use the fork. Because I just thought I'm gonna snap. We're in the middle of dinner, you know? How you guys doing? How's the baby going? Ah! And I couldn't figure it out! How come I'm not crazy? How come I'm not psychotic?
Everybody, Christopher Titus, guess what? We're finally releasing Zero Side Effects.
How's it been the last couple years living through the Book of Revelations theme park? Everybody good? Oh, never wanted somebody so bad! Sorry, camera 2. Please accept my blanket apology. You don't want a personal one, you're gonna want an apology for that apology. And then I got a TV show. My contract said I had to get my teeth fixed because in the focus groups, I scared children. Be clear, gentlemen. Viagra gives you a zombie penis. That ain't you. Not now! So we can build his robot army. If this vaccine had given everybody bigger boobs and bigger dicks, we'd have hit herd immunity on week 1. And what I'm about to explain to you is the weirdest experience of my entire life. And I've had a weird life. He cranks the nitrous up. I get higher and higher. Next thing I know, I'm out. Next thing I know, I'm standing outside my body looking at me on the operating table. And I'm glad I wasn't naked because I thought I looked a little fat. And I was floating. And I was floating in the dentist's office. And I floated to the ceiling. I'm not making this up, people. I went through the entire building. Next thing I know, I was floating above Los Angeles. I had died and become a drone. And I'm not making this up, people. I kept going. I went through the sky. I went through the clouds. Next thing I know, I was in deep space. And I could see all the planets and all the stars and the entire universe end to end. And I thought, my God, I picked the wrong dentist. And I could see the Earth in the distance, and it was so tiny in the universe. It's so small compared to the universe. And I was like, that's a cute little Earth. And I realized there was 8 billion people on that planet. This all happened in my head, by the way. 8 billion people. And before us, there was 8 billion that are dead. And after we're dead, there's going to be 8 billion more. And there was billions of years before we existed, and there's going to be billions of years after we're extinct. And I thought, whoa, I wonder if my iWatch will track that. And I had this weird realization that nothing matters. Nothing's important. Nothing matters. Everything I've done in my life, just dog piss in the wind. Sorry, I'm not a cat person. Do you get that? Nothing matters. It's so weird. It was such a freeing moment, man. I was like, whoa, it doesn't matter. I mean, this is my 10th comedy special. And even if these were the best words ever written, and they are so not, it's just going to be forgotten one day. Some of you will forget it on the way home. And none of us is going to be remembered. Think about it. We remember maybe 300 people through history. And we don't remember the important people, do we? The guy who invented socks, important guy. Ever put on a fresh pair? Oh. How about the hot shower guy? Guy who invented the hot shower? Anybody who invented something, we all get into and go, oh. We need to name a continent after that guy. But all forgotten and meaningless and gone. And I thought, well, if that's the case, then why do I have anxiety all the time? Why am I worried about tomorrow and next week and next month? And I'm imagining crazy shit that has never happened in all the time I've worried about stuff. Why am I pissed about the past when I can't change it anyway? Why am I in my own car with the windows up yelling at traffic by myself? All Prius drivers can't be douchebags. Why aren't I just fucking happy? But in space, no one can hear you scream.